Jack, determined to inherit his grandmother's estate, offered to help her sell porridge early in the morning. However, the departure time coincided with his usual bedtime. At 5 a.m. the next day, a groggy Jack shut off his alarm clock. When he finally woke up, it was nearly noon. He rushed to his grandmother's stall and helped her sell the last bit of porridge. Early on Sunday morning, Jack's mother scolded his grandmother for eating expired food. Jack awoke to the sound of their argument. He noticed his grandmother's unusually elegant attire and kept asking her about it. His grandmother ignored him, put on a pair of obviously ill-fitting shoes, and sat on the bench outside the door. Jack persisted with his questions until he learned that everyone visited his grandmother on Sundays except for him. Seeing the well-dressed family, his grandmother took out some cards, hoping to play together after the meal. However, Jack's eldest uncle had to leave right after eating. He claimed to have money and promised to find a good doctor for his mother. The second uncle pointed out that the bathroom floorboard was too slippery and offered to install handrails for her. Jack's mother said she would make time to take her to the hospital. The family seemed so perfect. Jack's mother purposely shifted her work to the evening, giving her more time to care for her own mother. Jack eyed his mother suspiciously, believing she was also after his grandmother's inheritance. When his grandmother learned that her daughter was working late and hadn't slept, she angrily scolded her for doing so. But for Jack's mother, she couldn't rely on her two rarely seen brothers and only wanted to care for her mother to the best of her ability. To comfort his upset mother, Jack promised to take his grandmother to the hospital and look after her. Taking on this responsibility, he began to wholeheartedly attend to his grandmother's daily life. To prevent her from falling down the stairs, he deliberately walked above her. His grandmother mentioned that when Jack's Uncle Ann was young, he was afraid of ghosts and would always sleep beside her, constantly asking her to sing lullabies to lull him to sleep. However, Jack couldn't remember any of his own childhood memories with his grandmother. One night, his grandmother stood in front of the family altar, startling Jack. It turned out she had a nightmare in which her parents came to take her home. Jack asked his grandmother if her many years of not eating beef and following her faith would surely make her better. But Jack didn't know that his grandmother's faith was never for herself. As his grandmother's health deteriorated, Jack installed surveillance cameras in the house to ensure she wouldn't have any accidents when he wasn't around. His uncle finally came to fulfill his promise of installing handrails in the bathroom. Jack shook one side, and it wasn't hard to see that his uncle was just going through the motions. After finishing, his uncle rummaged through the cupboards for food and took some things that didn't belong to him. Seeing the pomegranate tree by the door bearing fruit, the uncle wanted to pick one, but his grandmother forbade him. Before leaving, the uncle even asked his mother for money. Watching her youngest son's departing figure, the grandmother hoped he would never come to see her again, because that would mean he was doing well.